Hello and good morning. My name is Cassandra and I'm going to take you through this short morning yoga practice. I would say this is best suited for intermediate students, and this is a wonderful practice to give you a boost of energy in the morning to help you set your intention for the day ahead, and this will truly be a full body practice. So let's begin lying down on our backs. We're going to start with a reclined pigeon pose, so just trying to open through the outer hips. No props required. So recline all the way down, shrug your shoulders down and away from your ears. And we don't have a lot of time together, so right away we'll get into our first pose, crossing the right ankle over the top of your left knee and pull your left knee in towards you. So it's morning for me as well. This is my first practice. I woke up not too long ago, and it's really normal if you notice that your body is quite tight and tense, normal to feel very stiff. So try not to over-exaggerate any of these poses. Go slowly, breathe deeply, and just try to make the practice feel good. You might choose to stay exactly as you are. If you'd like to add a hamstring stretch in this pose, you can straighten your left leg, still pulling it in, either flexing and pointing through your left foot. Squeeze it in a little closer. And let's release, both feet flat to the floor. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, your bridge pose. Push your heels down, lift your seat up, curling so that your seat lifts up, low back and mid back off the mat. Really anchor your shoulder blades into the floor to push and lift without contracting through your neck. Hug through your inner thighs a little bit. Dig down into your heels, root them back. Breathe in and out through your nose. And lower down nice and slow, inch by inch. Second side, let's cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee, and you're going to pull that through. So with these morning yoga classes, I like to encourage you to choose a word as your intention for the day. Whatever really comes to you, whatever feels relevant for you today. And maybe add your hamstring stretch, straightening your right leg. You can flex your right foot or point through your toes. One last big squeeze here. And let's release. Instead of taking bridge pose again, let's find our happy baby stretch. Widen your knees towards your shoulders. You can grab a hold of your feet or of your big toes. Stacking your ankles over your knees. I'm using my elbows to push my thighs away from one another while still dragging and pulling the knees down towards the mat. Push your tailbone into the floor. Keep head and shoulders on the ground. Big breath in here. And let's release, rock up, cross at your ankles so you can find tabletop stance. Palms under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And we're just going to step our right foot forward between the hands to the top of the mat so that we're setting ourselves up in a low lunge variation. So my right knee is on top of the ankle. Keep your fingertips on the mat. Just stretch deeply into your left hip flexors, opening through the front of your thigh. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Push into your right heel, straighten that right leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. Your half splits pose. Flex your front foot here, so you're curling your toes in. And now come back into your low lunge. This time we're gonna lift up, so full variation of Anjaneyasana. And some of you will want to stay here. Just need to readjust my knee a little here. So you might choose to stay in this traditional variation of the pose, or you can add a reverse low lunge by bringing your right hand to your left thigh. You're rotating over towards the right and leaning back. So a little bit of a side bend, a little bit of a back bend. If you feel like this compresses your low back or pinches it in any way, come back to the traditional variation of your low lunge. One more big deep breath here. And now bring your left hand down to the mat. You can come up onto your fingertips, back into our half splits, adding a twist, right arm up. So just building onto our sequence. Reach your right arm up, keep flexing your right foot, curling those toes back. Looking to the mat, bend into your right knee. Tuck the back toes under, and we're gonna find three-legged dog. So your right leg lifts all the way up to the sky. Go ahead and bend your knee, open up your hip. Push your chest back towards your thighs. Downward facing dog, set that right foot back to the mat. And it's our first downward dog. So just find the foundation, hands shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart. You can absolutely bend your knees. Take your vinyasa, inhale into your plank pose and come down all the way to your belly. Bhujangasana, cobra, roll your shoulders back, elbows in, and press back just tabletop so we can find that same sequence over on the other side. So step your left foot through, keep your hips heavy, just your fingertips down on the floor. Press your shoulders down. Into your half splits, you're gonna push into that left heel, straighten that left leg. Bend into your front knee, find the full variation of Anjaneyasana, so you're lifting up. Keep lengthening your tailbone down towards the floor, and maybe you choose to stay here or find the exalted or reverse variation of this low lunge. Left hand to your right thigh, right arm up and over. You really don't need to be going too far back here. Let's find half splits again, this time adding our twist. Right hand down, straighten the left leg and reach your left arm up. Three-legged dog, circle your hand down, tuck the back toes under, left leg reaches and stretches up, bend your left knee, open up your hip. Downward facing dog, step that left foot back. Vinyasa, inhale, plank, maybe chaturanga this time, hovering halfway. Upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And from here, let's just step our feet to the top of the mat. Find your halfway lift once you're there. Lengthen and fold. Press to stand, circle your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands at the heart. Let's find our dancer's pose from here. So start by balancing on your right leg. Really lengthen and lift up tall. And just bend into your left knee and catch a hold of the inside of your left foot with your left hand. Notice if that makes your knee open up to the side. Hug it in. Right arm forward and start to kick the foot into the palm to lift it up. And I'm not really tilting my chest forward here. So I'm not going as deep as I could in this pose. Just a different way of working on it. Keep your chest lifted and tall. And release. Lift that left knee up. Squeeze it in towards your chest. Roll your shoulders back. And add a twist. Keep your right hand to your left knee. Reach your left arm out and back. And release, shake it out. Same thing to the other side. So stand tall, balancing on your left leg. You're going to bend your right knee, grab a hold of the inside of your right foot. Keep that right knee under your hip, left arm forward, and start to kick the foot into the palm to lift your thigh up without letting it go out. And keep your chest lifted here. We're not dipping forward. And release, pull your right thigh in towards your chest. Big stretch here, still maintaining your balance. Add your twist. Left hand stays where it is. Right arm reaches back. Facing forward, let's release. Widen your feet towards the edges of the mat. Bend your knees generously, ragdoll fold. Holding onto your elbows, just let yourself sway a little side to side. And we'll take 3 cleansing breaths. So in through the nose and a big sigh out the mouth. 2 more. Letting go what is your intention today. Step back, downward dog. Last time here. Stretch it all out. And let's find a wide-legged child's pose before we close our practice. Big toes together, knees as wide as you would like them to be. Press your hips towards your heels and fold on down. Big inner thigh stretch here. Relax your upper body. Try to slow down your breath. What is important for you today? What is one word that captures how you want to feel? How you want the day to go? And let's walk the hands in, lift on up. And just come to take a seat. Whew, it is a hot morning today. Shrug your shoulders away from your ears, palms together at the heart, Anjali Mudra. And even just from this short practice, notice if there are any shifts, if you feel any differently, maybe more awake, more open. And holding that one word intention, let's close by chanting Om 1 time. Inhale to chant, breathe in. Namaste. Thank you so very much for doing this short but effective morning yoga practice with me. If you'd like to stay a little longer, you can always follow this up with some of my 5-minute morning meditations. You should see one on the screen, or I'll link to it in the description below. Please make it a habit to do just a little bit of yoga every day. I promise it can have huge benefits. Please subscribe, and hopefully I'll practice again with you very soon.